Hello, my dear students. It is a very good morning to everyone, and it's Naik's Biology, and I am Hemant Naik. Today, I am going with a very confusing topic, that is pedigree chart. What is the meaning of pedigree chart? All of you know. Then I will revise the diagram of inheritance traits. When you are doing the diagram to know the inheritance means transfer of characters of a family, then we have to draw the diagrams to know about this. That is called the pedigree chart. Now it is very interesting because when you once you will understand this concept, it is very clear. You can do any problem which is related to the pedigree chart, because most of the times you also know in the exams the question will definitely come from the pedigree chart. That's why it is very essential for you. It is very important to know each concept of the pedigree chart. Now I am going to start. Are you all of you very comfortable? Seat and listen to my lesson. First, a normal couple has a hemophilic son. Normal couple, how we will draw in a pedigree chart? You know, first, if we a man, and he is married a woman, that is married, we will make a line, and we have to make a sphere, which is married a woman. And what a normal couple means? Nobody is affected by the disease. It is clear, everyone? Both the parents are not affected by the disease, but their son is affected by the disease. Then what we have to do? We have to make a like this, and we have to mark that they having the two children. In the question, what is there in that hemophilic son and a normal daughter? That is, son become hemophilic. We will make it mark. The son become hemophilic. I will mark it with the red pen, by which it is very clear that the son is become affected. And what is about the daughter? Daughter is not affected, because what it is a normal daughter. Daughter, how we will mark in a pedigree chart? You know, for a daughter, we have to make a pedigree chart just a sphere or oval shape. It is indicates that a daughter, it is not affected, it is normal. Then the next part of the question, what is he asked? When the daughter was married, then she had a hemophilic son. But when he married to a normal man, then he is blessed by a hemophilic son. How we will make a hemophilic son? You see, hemophilic son we will mark like this, because sons are marked like a, and he is a disease person. Now it is our pedigree chart clear. When a daughter married a normal man, we can say, when a daughter married to a normal man, then she had a hemophilic son. It's a pedigree chart. Make it very clear once again. I will reminding you. This is pedigree chart. It is a inheritance of the traits to show in a diagram manner. First point. Second point is that the man part, it is by a square, represented by a square, and the female part, it is represented by a sphere. When both the parents are become normal, but when they become give birth to a hemophilic son and a normal daughter, the normal daughter is married to a normal man, gives to the hemophilic son. It is its pedigree chart. Now we will discuss about its genotype. What is its genotype? One by one you understand. It is very carefully, otherwise you get disturbed. First, it is a man having normal character. It doesn't affected by the hemophilic, because if you know, hemophilic is a disease which is a sex-linked recessive trait. It is not dominated. It is a recessive trait. How it will represent? And hemophilic, you know, it is a disease where the clotting of the blood get prevented due to the absence of some factors. That's why that we will not discuss. We will discuss that how the pedigree chart, the genotype of the each generation. You see, it is a first generation, it is second generation, and it is third generation. This one, third generation. In third generation, we have only one son which is affected. Now what we did, we have in the three generations. Now we will see what are the genotype of this pedigree chart, because we know that we have draw a pedigree chart as per the question. Now we are try to find out the genotype of each and every individual of this family. Now first, the parent generation is the parent, is a normal man. How we will write? We have to write X and Y. It is a normal man. It doesn't affected by the hemophilia. That's why the female. You see this female is what we will do. His son is affected. That means definitely the female is affected by that hemophilia. But it is not expressed because it is a carrier. Because female contain the two X chromosomes and one X chromosome is get affected. That means one chromosome contain the gene for the hemophilia. And because it contain the gene for the hemophilia, it is transmit this gene become transmit to its son, that is XH. And the Y chromosome is given by the father, that why XY. That's why if you have a son, the X chromosome coming from the mother and Y chromosome is coming from the father. And the mother's X chromosome is affected by the hemophilia, which is transmitted to the son. That's why son is affected. And it is hemophilia is a X-linked recessive trait, and the gene of the hemophilia is containing the X chromosome. Because mother or female having the two X chromosomes, they openly the carriers, whereas the man having only one X chromosome, that's why they are affected if the one X chromosome get affected. Otherwise they become the normal. But most of the cases the females are become carriers and males are become get affected. Now come to the normal daughter, because this X chromosome not inherited to the daughter. Because daughter what? One X chromosome from father, one X chromosome from the mother. He got, but the son is get affected. Because the son is get affected, the mother is definitely the carrier. That's why we have to do like this. One X, both the cases, among the two X chromosome, one X chromosome is get affected. Because one X chromosome get affected, that's why they are the carriers. They are not affected. That's why in the both the cases, parents are become in this. The parents are not affected in the second generation, but their grandson become affected. What is the genotype of this person? He is a normal man. Normal man, what you have to write? X and Y. And X and Y, right? Because he is not affected. Because only one X chromosome it is affected means the person is affected. And what is the genotype of the grandson? He is affected. That's why X H Y. Why I am writing small h? You see here I wrote, here I wrote. Why? Because it is indicating that that particular X chromosome contain the gene for the hemophilia. Then what do we understand about this pedigree chart? We understand that the hemophilia is a X-linked recessive gene. Mostly the women are carrier. Although parents are not affected, the sons are get affected because the X chromosome of the mother, which is affected, it is transmitted to the son. Whereas because son having only one X chromosome and that is also coming from the mother, and Y chromosome coming from the father, that's why the son is affected. But its own daughter is not affected because no doubt the mother is given the X chromosome, which is a hemophilic X chromosome is given, but father given one X chromosome. Because two X chromosome are there, only one is affected. That's why he is a carrier, not affected. But when he married to a normal man, the son is affected because his mother given the X chromosome, infected hemophilia infected X chromosome given to the son. That's why son become get affected. All of you clear, everyone? Now we are going to a different problem which is related with the pedigree chart. Because in the pedigree chart, 2 times problem are coming for the 3 mark questions in the CBSE exam. And this problem is related to the figure. Here one figure is there, and this figure is asking some questions. We have to, by studying the figure, we have to answer the questions. And it is, I told you, it is 3 mark questions. And first question is given, it is pedigree chart. What it is given, it is what is the character in this, what is the defect in this family, whether it is a dominant or it is a recessive. Suppose take it consideration any type of infections or any type of disorders in the family. We have to find out whether that is a dominant or recessive. Try to understand. You see here only one of this family, only one girl is affected, whereas the 2 boys have become affected. That means it is clear indication that the X chromosome is get affected. Whereas what we will discuss, we have to find out the dominant or recessive. See, these parents are not affected. these parents are not affected, whereas this boy is affected and this boy is affected. That's why it is a recessive, because already it is present in the parents, but it is not so. The character is not dominant. That's why they are in the hidden form, but it is expressed in their offsprings. That's why it is completely. We are agree with that. This what are the disorder is there, that is recessive. Now second is autosomal or sex linked. What is the autosomal? Autosomal means we have the autosomes. Maybe it is a male or female, we having the both the same autosomes. That's why if the both the girls or both the boys, then it is autosomal, because there is a probability of the infected of autosomal disorder is 50-50%. But sex linked it is different, because sex linked if the boys are become mostly affected. Why? Because most of the sex linked inheritance is X sex linked. X chromosome is get infected. Because X chromosome is get affected, most of the times the boys are become get affected than the girls, because the girls are become carriers. We'll study the girls are become carriers because they contain the two X chromosomes. That's why these boys are become get affected. That's why I'm quite sure it is not autosomal. If it would be the autosomal, the two girls and two boys will get affected. But here two boys are get affected and one girl is affected. That's why it is become the sex linked. The sex linked will become the answer. Now we will study the genotype, because genotype, any genotype he will ask in the exam. Maybe it is a number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, any genotype it will ask in the exam. That's why you are very much particular about the genotype. First, this mother gives rise to a hemophilic son. That means definitely what you study in the last problem. That means the mother is definitely a carrier. It contains, suppose take it example, it is a hemophilia, but it is not given. Any sex linked gene you can take it consideration. But what the mother is definitely a carrier, whereas the father is a normal definitely, because father having one X chromosome. If it is affected, then the whole family become get affected. That's why after that this girl become affected. What is this? When the girl will affected, when the two genes of the girl become get affected, then only the girls become affected. Otherwise they become carrier only. After that boy is normal. Simple, we can write XY. Here a boy will affected. What you will write? XHY. This girl is not affected, but its son is affected. That's why definitely he become the carrier. What you will write? XXH. This man is normal. That's why you have to write XY. Why I wrote here carrier? Because this gene only come to this son. That's why the son become get affected. And what is the phenotype of the son? Son HY, because it one X chromosome and that is affected. That's why the boy become affected. What is about these two girls? Because we don't know what is their son. That's why they may be the form of XH, X carrier, or they may be the normal. Both the cases it will, because we don't know the next generation. That's why what you understand about this, it is all about the genotype of this picture. Then what you understand about this? We understand that if a son is affected, the mother must be the carrier. First point. Second point is that if the two genes are affected, then only a female become get affected. Third, if the autosomal, both the girls and boys equally affected, but here the boys are affected more than the girls, that's why it is the sex linked. Thank you for watching, my dear students.